Scorpions, we have another show for y'all today.
Let's get right into the show. Last week, Stugo hosted a charity event for Amanda Hope Rainbow Angels Foundation.
Let's see what that's all about.
I am Mackenzie Reese, and I'm a senior. I would say both Mrs. Mendoza and my committee executive, Karina, thought of the teddy bear toss. The purpose of the teddy bear toss was to collect stuffed animals, like teddy bears, and donate them to the Amanda Hope Rainbow Angels Foundation. The charity helps children who are in the hospital with cancer or other life-threatening diseases. We chose a certain charity because it'll help children, and we want to give them happiness with the teddy bears. People who went to the varsity basketball game and who threw a teddy bear stuffed animal at halftime will get an hour of community service. We filled 2 bags with teddy bears along on the side with a large panda.
Wow, thank you, Stugo, and everybody that participated in the toss.
Next up is an animated story that was made by one of our DeTv members.
Days seem sometimes as if they'll never end. Sun takes its heels to taunt you, but after sunlit days, one thing stays the same. Rises the moon. Days fade into a watercolor blur. Memories swim and haunt you, but look into the lake, shimmering like smoke. Rises the moon. Your weary eyes. I promise you that soon the autumn comes to darken fading summer skies. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Days pull you down just like a sinking ship. Floating is getting harder, but tread the water, child, and know that meanwhile rises the moon. Days pull you up just like a daffodil, uprooted from its garden. They'll tell you what you owe, but no, even so, rises the moon. You'll be visited by sleep. I promise you that soon the autumn comes to steal away each dream you keep. Breathe, breathe, breathe.
Shout out to the DeTv member for making that well-animated story.
I couldn't have done it better myself.
Next up, Elijah with agriculture gives a small preview of the new baby chickens.
bensound.com. bensound.com.
And he said to the man running the stand, "Hey, bump, 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 got any grapes?" The man said, said, no, we just sell lemonade, but it's cold and it's fresh and it's all homemade. Can I get you a glass? The duck said, I'll pass. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle, till the very next day, bum, 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 ba-dum, when the duck walked up to the lemonade stand, and he said to the man running the stand, hey, bum, bum, bum.
Hey teachers, have you ever wanted to win an award or a trophy? Well, if you are watching DeTv, you can urge your students to vote for their favorite teacher. All you have to do is have your students go to this Google form on screen and vote there.
Now we come back from our break to explore some of the exciting stories on DeTv.
February has rolled around, already a month into the new year, and our reporter Gavin Fair is back with another story on Black History Month.
Let's see what he says in this next segment.
Ruby Bridges became famous in 1960 as a 6-year-old escorted by federal marshals, integrated a formerly all-white school in New Orleans, Louisiana. Bridges was born on September 1954 in Tylertown, Mississippi, to Lucille Inabon Bridges. She was the firstborn of 8 children. Her parents worked as a sharecropper. Then, when she was 4, they moved to New Orleans in 1958. 1 year later, Ruby began kindergarten at Johnson Lockett Elementary, a segregated elementary. November 14, 1960 marked Ruby Bridges' first day at William Frantz. 3 other African-American first graders, Leona Tate, Tessie Prevost, and Gail Eaton, also began school that day at McDoug 19. Because of the threat and violence, Ruby was escorted to the school by 4 U.S. armed marshals. When they were met by protesters and media, she spent the rest of the day at the principal's office. When she did begin school, Bridges was the only student in her classroom, as white families withdrawn their children from the school. By December 1960, only 18 other students attended classes at William Frantz. Ruby Bridges was taught by Barbara Henry, a white teacher new to the school. She was not allowed to go to recess or eat lunch in the cafeteria because it was deemed too dangerous. Her family also suffered from the decision to integrate. They were asked to avoid shopping neighborhoods and stores, and her father, Abon, got fired from his job. Sympathetic citizens across the country sent Bridges money and gifts to help. Ruby Bridges also received a letter of support from former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. Bridges spent the entire first grade year receiving one-on-one instruction from Barbara Henry. She was escorted to the school by U.S. Marshals or driven by a taxi each day. By the beginning of the second grade, the protesters were gone and the classes were officially integrated. Bridges graduated from an integrated high school in New Orleans, and it still resides in the city. She later became a travel agent and was one of the first African Americans to work in American Express in New Orleans. She also married Malcolm Hall and had 4 sons. Ironically, Bridges still works as a parent liaison at William Frantz School, which now has an African American majority, like most inner city New Orleans schools. She also established the Ruby Bridges Foundation.
Thank you, Gavin, for always giving thoughtful insight into many topics.
I think it's time to visit our last story of our show now. Last but not least is Dylan Hoffman with Lawn Public Safety and their physical exam experience.
A couple of weeks ago, some of Desert Edge's lawn public safety students got the opportunity to participate in the Peace Officer Physical Aptitude Test, or better known as the POPAT test.
The POPAT test is just looking for everyone and anyone to be able to do the job of a police officer, whether it be a pursuit or a dummy drag or just the basic options of or basic things of a police officer.
The POPAT test includes jumps, cones, agility bars, and much more to test individuals on their physical endurance, coordination, and overall body stamina. Even though the test seemed extremely challenging, the lawn public safety teacher, Mr. Goffigan, had high hopes for his students.
Not be as challenging for them, for those who don't do anything athletic, and are like more your gamers types, things like that. It may be a little challenging, but I expect most of them to do well. I do.
The students thought the test was pretty challenging, but still had a fun time participating in the exam.
That run, 500-yard run, was pretty scary. Pretty tired, kind of cramping a little bit in my legs, but overall I feel pretty good, pretty happy with my time.
Tired, mostly. It was definitely, my bad, yeah. It was definitely stamina wasting, it hurt. Oh yes, definitely, I would definitely do that again. It was fun, it had a bunch of obstacle courses you can do. And it was fun, it was definitely a good experience.
This test provides the students with a more hands-on experience, different from their normal classroom environment.
It's up to everybody, you know, get this experience, you know. Nothing wrong with breaking up the monotony of being in the classroom and coming out and doing some physical activity. So I'm just thankful for Goodyear PD to putting this on for us. And so hopefully in the near future we'll see more events like this going on. So.
This has been Dylan Hoffman from DETV.
Thank you for that, Dylan.
It's time to wrap up the show now.
Remember, you can send us requests, stories, or ideas to our emails and socials.
Stay safe, Scorpions.
Signing off.